You have a solid business with a 5-star rating, and then out of the blue, a fresh 1-star knocks your conversion down. You feel the urge to touch up the rating with a couple of fake 5s. Stop. Today I'll show you how to push negative reviews down legally. No fluffing, no gray schemes, and win more sales precisely because you're more honest than your competitors. I'll talk about all the places where people leave ratings and comments about your business. That includes Google Business Profile, your company's card in Google, Apple Maps, Yelp, Trustpilot, marketplace listings like Amazon and Etsy, and for B2B, sites like G2 and Capterra. Asking for a review is kinda intimate, and no wonder lots of businesses are embarrassed to do it. Some are scared of a no or a negative review. That's why you need to prepare for this type of thing. Use the moments when customers feel the strongest emotion: order confirmation, delivery, first product use, a support conversation, a subscription renewal. Why does this matter? Because people remember fresh experiences best. We won't ask everyone all the time for reviews. We'll ask those whose emotions are still warm and clear. That's how we gather more honest reviews without any deception. We won't pressure people either. We'll simply choose the best moment to say thank you and ask for a few words. Otherwise, you'll stumble into a review gating, a banned tactic where you first ask someone privately, "Are you happy?" and only give a public review link to the happy ones. Next, there are incentivized reviews given for a reward that isn't clearly disclosed. Platforms and regulators dislike this and sometimes punish it hard. We don't use these. Want honest reviews to grow on their own? Give people 2 paths: praise, publicly, complaints, instantly, and to the right place. Next, I'll show how this fits on a single screen. Now that the ground rules are clear, let's make the request itself feel natural and consistent. Treat a review, ask like borrowing a pinch of salt from a neighbor. Brief, polite, perfectly timed. Your email uses a plain subject line. Quick favor, your experience today. And inside contains 1 clean sentence and 1 clean link. No app installs, no detours. If you use SMS, send it during daytime in the customer's time zone and keep it short. Right beside the review link, place a second, equally visible button. Need help? That's not manipulation. It's respect for the customer's time and mood. If something went wrong, support is 1 tap away. If all went well, a review is 2 taps away. To keep your foundation tidy, remember the 3 small acronyms that quietly do big work. Review schema is the machine-readable label on a page that helps search engines understand your ratings. Set it up correctly so your stars appear where they're supposed to. Q&A is the block of common questions and answers in your profile. Fill it with clear, candid replies in the same words your customers use. And NAP, name, address, phone, must be consistent everywhere your business is listed. When those pieces line up, search engines trust the entity more, and your profiles rise, which by itself pushes less helpful results further down. Now pay attention to what most people actually see: the top of the screen and the first page of results. Few prospective customers read 100 reviews. Most skim the first handful and whatever sits above the fold. Own that space with truth and clarity. On your site, publish a Reviews and How We Handle Them page. The page aggregates live ratings from multiple sources and explains in plain language how you process complaints, when you refund, and how quickly you respond. Keep a small, active news or case study section that shows specific problems you solved and the exact steps you took. Meanwhile, claim and clean your profiles across niche directories, standardize an app everywhere, and refresh photos so the first glance matches reality. In Google Business Profile Q&A, answer the questions people actually ask. Those concise answers often surface in People Also Ask boxes and calmly displace complaint forum snippets by a slot or 2. Eye-level wins. Whatever can be seen without scrolling sets the story. So make sure what sits there is both accurate and useful. This way, you won't need 100 reviews, but the first screens where everything is clear. what you do, how you fix issues, and where to write if something goes wrong. It's worth repeating the safest path: no rewards for reviews, period. If you want to delight loyal customers, do it independently. Faster shipping for subscribers, a small upgrade for repeat buyers, or a personal note without tying it to ratings. Goodwill earned this way doesn't trigger policy alarms and still builds genuine affection. When negativity hits, your public response should read like a small, well-executed repair. Do not prepare a courtroom speech. First, name the pain specifically. Friday delivery didn't meet the window. Second, name the action. We refunded the delivery fee and flagged this route. Third, invite the customer to a private lane for details. I'm emailing you from this address to confirm. If anyone else has delays, share an order number and we'll resolve it today. You're writing for the person who will read this next week. They should see process, accountability, and progress, not a defensive debate. If a sentence doesn't help a future reader trust you, cut it. Sometimes a review crosses a bright legal or policy line, and that's when you move into the legal lane. The goal isn't to argue, but to document the violation. Platforms typically ban threats, hate speech, doxing, exposure of personal data, advertisements disguised as reviews, competitor or ex-employee reviews, and posts about a different company or product. When you report, choose the exact rule category, attach screenshots and timestamps, include order IDs where relevant, and write in a dry, factual tone. Here's the clause, here's the evidence. On Google, start with report a problem, and if needed, escalate through business profile support under the same ticket. On Yelp, use their form with a focused justification. On marketplaces, show the mismatch between the review and the actual order. Don't ask, remove it because it's hurtful. Show the rule and the violation. The drier the report, the faster the decision. To ensure nothing slips, adopt a simple cadence that everyone can remember and keep. The 48-hour triage means every new negative gets a human reply within 2 days, even if the full fix takes longer. If the issue needs more time, post a brief public update within 3 days to show motion. In parallel, run a weekly root cause huddle where you group complaints by trigger: unclear billing, delivery delays, defects, tone of support, and ship one small, real process fix. The following week, reference that fix in relevant replies. Taxes now appear before checkout. Thanks for pushing us to clarify this. Apologies close the loop, fixes keep it closed. Over a month, this rhythm quietly rewrites your reputation. The fastest way to push negative content down is not a trick, it's proportion. When fresh, honest reviews arrive steadily and your top of page is filled with helpful content, older negativity loses oxygen and placement. Consider 2 quick examples. A regional delivery company kept missing vague Friday by evening windows. Instead of sparring in comments, they tightened the promise to a 2-hour slot, adjusted the route, wrote that change into their profile and replies, and asked for reviews only after successful delivery scans. 4 weeks later, the average rating and the review mix improved markedly. In another case, a SaaS firm was haunted by legacy billing complaints. The team published How Billing Works Now, dated it, linked it in the product and profile, and shifted review requests to 30 days post-onboarding, when users had a stable experience. The new, specific story rose because it was timely, accurate, and matched reality on the ground. First reduce the cause, then increase the signal. That's the math. To keep asking for reviews, both human and scalable, anchor everything in support integration and moment-based timing. Every review invite sits next to a "need help?" route that leads to a human, not a maze. And every invite is triggered by a high-emotion milestone: order confirmation, delivery, first use, a helpful support interaction, or a renewal. Because people recall fresh experiences clearly and describe them more fairly. Humor is optional, empathy isn't. If someone writes, "I waited 55 minutes," don't reply with policy. Reply with recognition. 55 minutes is frustrating, we agree. Then state the fix and the next step. For your team, keep the micro rule. one idea, one sentence. If a line tangles, split it. Timing is everything. Ask for a review when the emotion is fush, and always leave a path to a human. On the search front, answer common questions directly where Google can see them. Clear responses on your site and in your profile often land in the People Also Ask module and claim the exact pixels that might otherwise go to a thread yelling everything's terrible. You don't need fancy language. You need actionable clarity. How fast refunds arrive. What to do if a courier is late. How to change a plan. The top left of the screen wants certainty. Give it a home there. Claim People Also Ask with simple answers. And you'll strip away excess negativity right in the results. When automated moderation doesn't resolve a policy-breaking review, escalate calmly with an evidence packet, screenshots, order numbers, timestamps, and direct links. Phrase requests like a checklist. Clause X prohibits Y. Attached are timestamped images and the related order details. Make the philosophy tangible for the team so the work scales without second-guessing. Say it out loud. We mark where people look. We fix the moments that create complaints. We ask briefly and at the right time with help beside review. We keep profiles complete and current. We answer publicly with specifics to help next week's reader. We report only clear rule violations and attach proof. We fill the top of results with useful, non-review content. And we repeat the rhythm. 48-hour triage, one root cause fix, one visible win. No fakes, no fear. Everything here is legal, repeatable, and reputation safe. And here's a small, concrete next step to prove it to yourself. Pick one visible artifact that's dragging you down. A stale complaint with no context, an empty profile, an out-of-date page, and tune it end to end. Update the description, add real photos, answer the top questions, set the proper schema, and over the next week, ask a few recent, delighted customers for a short, honest review. Watch the top of your results shift. It won't feel like a trick or a miracle. It will feel like what it is. Straightforward work that both people and algorithms reward when you do it by the book.